All right, everyone. I am going to quickly go over the syllabus for summer classes. Obviously, we are meeting in S217. Now, there are 6 face-to-face sessions in S217, 5:30 to 8:30 on Tuesday nights. Since it's a very long class, obviously, about 3 hours, what I like to do is teach straight through. I don't like to do a break in between. I like to teach straight through. And then at about 8 o'clock-ish, I will dismiss class. So, you'll take your break at the end, basically. All right. So the textbook, best way to reach me, that's the first thing. Best way to reach me, obviously, is by email. During the summer session, guys, I answer emails Monday through Thursday. Monday through Thursday, I answer emails. But I love my weekends. I love enjoying life. So on the weekends, off limits. And the weekends mean Friday to Monday morning, okay? I'm off limits. Meaning, if you send me an email during the weekend, most likely it won't be answered until Monday. So I answer emails from Monday through Thursday, okay? And when you send me that email, make sure you type in Mac1105 in the subject area, please, all right? Now, additionally, guys, College Algebra by Robert Blitzer is what you were using, the 5th edition. Do we need the textbook? No, you do not need the textbook because there's an e-version of the textbook. So since we have the online version, you do not need to get a textbook. It's already embedded in MyMathLab, and I'll show you how to access that as well. Now, for the MyMathLab access code, guys, you can purchase it directly from the MyMathLab website. And yes, you are allowed to use MyMathLab for free for the first 14 days if you do not have the access code. If you cannot get the access code after the first 14 days, please have a conversation with me so we can make some type of an arrangement as to how you're going to get the access code. Now, there's a total of, that's a wrong calculation. I need to fix that right there, okay? Let me see if I can fix it right now, okay? Because this is bugging me right there. 15 and 8 is definitely not 20, okay? That's 23. So I am assigning a total of 15 homework assignments and 8 quizzes, which are worth 20% of your overall grade. Essentially, the homework assignments are 10%. The quizzes are also 10%. And yes, there are due dates associated with these assignments, okay? And so, guys, what I am going to do is later on is share those due dates with you, all right? Now, the due dates are there as a guide. They're not necessarily set in stone. If I feel like I need more time to go through something and I need to push something back, I can always do that. I'm very flexible like that. Now, since they do have due dates, and if you want to work on the assignments after the deadline, the assignment will be discounted. The grade on the assignment will be discounted by 20%. On the quizzes, it's the entire assignment. But if it's a homework, guys, okay, it only reduces each of the problems you do after the deadline. The worst thing you can do in this class is not to do the assignments. That's the worst thing, guys, not to do the assignments. If you do the assignments, you come to class, you watch the videos, you're gonna be just fine. And then I have something else to discuss with you guys later on. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and move on, guys. Now, your grade, as I said, is made up of the quizzes and the homework, which is 20%, and then plus the tests and the final exam. So for this particular class, guys, I'm giving you 3 online tests, okay? Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3. They're all online, okay? And then there's going to be a final exam, and the final exam is going to happen on June 15th. And that will take place in the classroom, all right, everybody? In the classroom. So once again, final exam, June 15th, in the classroom. There will be 3 tests. All 3 will be online. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, all right? Now, let me see here. Homework, we talked about that. Quizzes, we talked about that. Makeups, because it's primarily online. I'm very flexible. For the class session, guys, when we meet in class, what I'm gonna do is go over the quizzes with you guys in class. The homework assignments, You can always go through the question help in My Math Lab. I'll show you how to access that and get some help with that. But when it comes to the quizzes, you cannot do that. So when we're in class together, I will be going into each quiz and doing every single problem with you, okay? So make sure when you come to class, please bring your computer. Let me reiterate that. Bring your computer or your tablet with you when you come to class every Tuesday night, because we're going to be working on the quizzes together, okay? So bring your computer or your tablet to class with you on Tuesday nights. When we are in the classroom, guys, please refrain from using the cell phones, the electronic devices, the earbuds that are embedded in your ears. Please refrain from using those and remove them out of your ears, okay? Next, attendance. You are required to be in class, guys. This is a very short class. We're only meeting 6 times face-to-face, and then the rest of the time we're meeting online. It's a short term. So guys, you're going to be getting a lot of information at the same time. So it would be very difficult for you to pass this course if you're missing class consistently, okay? Very, very difficult. Now, for my students who end up with perfect attendance, you will earn 4 extra credit points on one of your tests. It doesn't matter which test it goes on. And perfect attendance means you show up on time and you don't leave early. You show up on time, you do not leave early. And perfect attendance is online as well as in person, okay? Additionally, guys, you do need a good calculator for this class. When you're doing the work at home, you can download some of these calculators, or you can use the internet-based calculators like the Desmos calculator. That helps a lot with the graphing, all right? So, yes, when you're at home, go ahead and use those calculators. But when you're in the classroom, you need a good calculator. Do you need a graphing calculator? No, it does help though, especially for the final exam on the 15th. If you have a graphing calculator, please make sure you bring yourself a graphing calculator, guys, if you have a graphing calculator, all right? Now, by the way, guys, I'm going through this very quickly. So if you have a question, just go ahead and drop all your questions in the chat. And then once I'm done, I will address all your questions. Okay, Brittany, Yesenia, just drop your questions in the chat, all right? Here are some dates to keep in mind, guys. Here are some dates. Next Tuesday, May 11, okay, May 11th is the last day to drop a course. Sunday, May 30th is the last day to withdraw with a W. And then, as I mentioned, we are having 6 in-class sessions. So the sessions will be on 5/11, 5/18, 5/25, 6/1, 6/8, 6/15, which is our last class, which is when we're having our final exam, all right? Guys, remember, if you have questions, drop them in the chat. And your grades will be available on Friday, June 18th online. Now, for the face-to-face sessions, guys, they're all right here on Zoom. So that link that I sent out twice now from Blackboard, which I'm also going to populate on the announcement page in My Math Lab, that same link is the link used every time we meet on Zoom, okay? Every Thursday, 5:30, we're going to meet right here on Zoom. Even if it's to answer questions, we will meet right here on Zoom, all right? Once again, guys, if you have questions, drop your questions in the chat. Pretty much, I am available for you guys. And I love questions. Make sure you ask plenty of questions. I did just send out a list of Zoom video lessons that were pre-recorded with previous classes, okay? Previous classes. And all of those videos contain lessons that pertain to the class. So guys, I highly recommend you watch the videos. They do help, because in the videos, I go over the same problems that you're going to see in the assignments. So make sure you're watching the video. By the way, the set of videos, I am going to populate them on the announcement page in My Math Lab as well, so that not only do you have an email, you will also have access to those videos right here in My Math Lab, all right? So as we navigate through this, guys, remember, I love questions. So ask plenty of questions. Send me emails. We're primarily going to be speaking through email. So make sure you guys send me those emails. I do answer them from Monday through Thursday. Additionally, if you find yourself having issues with the class or you're becoming overwhelmed, have a conversation with me, guys. Okay? I can always, I'm telling you guys this, okay? For students, you know that have had me in the past, I can always come up with a plan for you to help you pass this course. The goal here is to help you pass the course with a C or better. You need a C in this class to pass. So my goal here is to make sure you do the work and I help you with the work so that you can get your C or better, guys. So having said all of that, I'd love to take questions from you guys. If you have any questions, if you don't have any questions, what I'm gonna do is show you guys what My Math Lab has to offer. Whitney, have you used My Math Lab before?
Yeah, I have in a different math course.
Okay. What math course was that?
It was the one before this one, like I can't remember the name. I took it so long ago.
Algebra?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. What about you, Yesenia? Okay, I think Yesenia might be having Wi-Fi issues. All right, so you do have any questions for me, Brittany? I love questions.
No, not right now. You explained everything pretty well.
Okay, all right, perfect. All right, so since you've already used My Math Lab, just flatter me by allowing me to go ahead and go through My Math Lab for a minute with you, because I'm sure there are students that haven't had any exposure to My Math Lab. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show a little bit of My Math Lab and what's going on with it. So let me see if I could share this, and then we could go ahead and navigate through part of this and see if it will help. All right.
Oh, I do have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, it's about My Math Lab though. For the homeworks, can you retake it to get a better grade?
Very good question, Brittany. I love it. See, that's why I love it when people ask questions. Sometimes I forget to talk about certain things. I forget to hit certain points. And when you ask those questions, it's like, oh yeah, absolutely. Which reminds me, I was going to talk about this one too, but let me answer your question first. Okay, for the assignments, Whitney, I believe it's the same thing with your intermediate algebra class. You can do the homework assignments as many times as you want to. I'm gonna go into the homework assignment in a minute and show you how to navigate it. And then the same thing with the quizzes. All the assignments on here, you can do them as many times as possible. The only ones that you cannot take over and over again are the tests. You're only allowed one try at the test, okay? That's it. You take it once, and whatever that final grade is, that's your grade. If you think you should have done better, you're checking over your test and you're like, wait a minute, those answers were right. You think they should have been right, but the computer marks you wrong. You got to bring that to my attention so I can go ahead and adjust the grade. And then the other thing you can do for me is when you take the test, write down your work, organize it neatly. And then once you're done with the test, snap a picture of it and send it to me through email. And then I will look at your notes, okay? I will look at your work and see if I could give you partial credits for your problems that you got wrong. Obviously, if the problem is right, I don't need to give you partial credit, but the ones that you got wrong, if you've got work to back them up, I can look at your work to determine whether or not you can get some additional points on the problem instead of just getting a 0 for that one problem. Yeah, so the tests and quizzes, you can do them as many times as possible. I mean, not tests and quizzes, homework and quizzes, you can do them as many times as you want. It's just the tests you can't, all right? So first thing you gotta do in this class, Brittany, and the rest of everybody else who's going to be watching this video, okay, here it is. You gotta do the diagnostic test, guys. You've gotta do diagnostic, and the diagnostic test consists of 20 questions, okay, 20 questions. And let me see if it'll pop up, see? And since it is a test, there's no question help. You're just going to go in here when you have some time. It is time. 60 minutes. You have 60 minutes to do these 60 questions, and all the answers, you have to type them in. Once you're done, you submit it, and it'll show you how well you did. This does not count as part of your grade. Let me repeat that. This doesn't count as part of your grade. You just have to get it done. So Brittany, if I were you, this is the first thing I would do. I would probably do it tonight after I'm done here with this recording, and just go ahead and get it over with, okay? So everybody needs to do the diagnostic. It's only 20 questions. It's all for response, no multiple choice. This is just to see how much information you know coming into this class, okay? It's just assessing the prerequisite skills you have for the course. That's it, okay? So that's the first thing you need to do. And that one is due on Monday night, Tuesday night by midnight. By the way, all the assignments, guys, they are due by midnight, okay, on Tuesday, all right, on Tuesday. And the other thing, here's another incentive. Pay careful attention to this one, whether you're watching this or you're live with me right now. So one of the things that students often ask me is this: do we get extra credit? Can we get extra credit? So I devised a way for you guys to earn extra credit. And to earn extra credit in this particular class, guys, all you have to do is finish up all the assignments pertaining to the tests, okay? Before you come to class on test day. Now, test day, when I say test day, guys, what I'm gonna do is open up the test, give you 1 week to work on the test. For example, our first test is slated to be due on the 18th. So on the 11th, I will give you access to the test. You will have the entire week to work on it, and it will expire on the following Tuesday at 7 p.m. So if you can complete all the assignments pertaining to that test by 5 p.m. It's summer. 5 p.m., okay? 5 p.m., guys, 5 p.m. Then you will get 5 extra credit points towards the test. Let me state this again, okay? Just in case there's a little bit of confusion. So the test will open up, the first test will open up on the 11th. You will have until the 18th by 5 p.m. to do it, okay? And yes, it is going to be time. It will be 120 minutes. You'll have 120 minutes to complete the test, all right? So you'll have until 5 p.m. on the 18th to complete it. If you complete the test on the 18th by 5 p.m. and you complete all the assignments pertaining to the test by 5 p.m. on the 18th, by the 18th at 5 p.m., you will earn 5 extra credit points towards your test, all right? Any questions about that part, Brittany?
No questions.
Okay, very good. So now let me share some dates with you, okay? As I was mentioning earlier, the first chapter test is going to be due on the 18th, and it's online. You'll have a whole week to work on it. It will be due on the 18th by 5 p.m. The second chapter test will be due on the 25th by 5 p.m. By the way, the assignments, guys, let me go ahead and go to the student screen so you can look at it from the student perspective. Hold up a second. I'm just gonna go over here, guys, and grab assignments. Click on the assignment link. And then right there are all your assignments highlighted in blue. Everything is open. You have access to all the assignments for the remainder of the term, okay, which ends on the 15th of June. So here's the due dates right there. The due dates coincide with the test due dates, okay? So the first test is due on the 18th by 5 p.m. The second test, guys, pertaining to chapter 2 is due on the 25th of this month by 5 p.m. And then the third test, which pertains to chapter 3, is due on June 8th by 5 p.m. And then we have one more chapter to cover. The assignments are due on the 15th by 5 p.m. However, we do not have a test on it. We do not have a test on chapter 4. Rather, on the 15th, we're going to be taking the final exam. So here you are. These are the tentative due dates, the tentative test dates. So hopefully you took some notes, you wrote it down. If you didn't write it down, it's right here. All you have to do is look at the dates, okay? Look at the dates on here. And basically, you know exactly when your assignments are due, when the tests are due, and so forth and so on, okay? All right, any questions?
Will the final exam be on just chapter 4 or will it be on everything?
Very good question, Brittany. Okay, the final exam is a cumulative final exam. It is put out by the department. Typically, it's 30 multiple choice question. And yes, I do review before the final exam. And before every test, I'm going to recommend you guys do the DNC. We'll talk about the DNC in class on Tuesday when we meet. DNC stands for does not count. What I do is create a review for each test, and I highly recommend to the students to do the review prior to completing the test, because the questions on the review are similar to what you're going to see on the test, all right? So if you do the review prior to the test, then you should do really well on the test. Likewise, for the final exam, I will create a DNC for the final exam. You need to study that DNC. I will go over it with you in class. And if you study, okay, you come to class for the review, you should be able to get at least a 70% or better. 30 multiple choice questions, a 70% is equivalent to 21 questions right out of 30, all right? Any questions about that? Okay, guys, so here's the textbook. If you need to access the textbook, right here, guys, it says e-text. That's where you go to find the textbook. You can click on there, type in a page number, and it'll pop up. While you're navigating through the assignments, let me go ahead and...
I actually had a question real quick. So I don't know if you had saw my email. I had texted you before I could go into the meeting. I had already taken the class before, so I kept the textbook, but you know how there's like a access code? I don't think it would have been the same, so I don't know where I get like a new access code for this semester or this term.
Okay, so when did you take this class before? How long ago?
It was probably in fall. I took it during fall.
Okay, the access code might still be good because typically when you purchase these access codes, they last for a whole year.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
I can try that again, and if it doesn't work, I can email you about it, right?
Right, absolutely.
Okay.
I didn't see an email from you because I just checked my email and I didn't see anything from you. Did you send it through Blackboard or direct?
It was through Rivermail.
Okay, I'll go check again, but I didn't see one from you. All right,
Okay.
quick question though. I'm glad you brought it up. So if you are in dual enrollment, my dual enrollment students, you need to go to that centralized location to pick up your access code, and if you need to, a textbook. But for those of you who are not in dual enrollment, you would have to purchase the access code either through the bookstore or make it easier on yourself and purchase it directly from the website. Once your 14-day free trial period expires, it'll give you the option to purchase the access code. Okay, Brittany? So that's another way you can get the access code, to purchase it directly from the website, mymathlab.com.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is go in through one of the homework assignments so I can show you a few things about the homework in MyMathLab. Now, this particular homework assignment, guys, has a total of 25 questions. Now, the beautiful thing about MyMathLab is that you have your own personalized tutor. And by that, I mean, if you're working on a problem like this one, you don't know how to work out the problem, all you do is come over here to the top right of the screen and click on the question help. Now the question help has two options. The first option is help me solve this. The second option is view an example. By the way, the third option is the textbook. So the textbook will take you directly to section 1 of the prerequisite skills where that question is from, okay? The one that my students prefer to use is view an example. So once you click on view an example, the computer will generate a similar problem to yours. And you're going to go through it step by step to see how they do their example. And then once you feel comfortable, you can go back and do your own example. Now, one of the things that my students like to do is to move the example problem slightly to the right so that they have access to their problem. Their problem is written down on a sheet of paper. And then as they're navigating through the step-by-step process on here on this window, they're looking at their problem and doing the same step with their problem. Notice the view an example in your problem, they're slightly different, okay? Slightly, just minor differences. Like this one right here, it has 4 squared, your problem has 2 squared. This one has 75, your problem has 72. But guys, the format, the pattern, the schema, it's very similar, okay? So that's the beautiful part about the homework assignments. And of course, now the other thing is this, Brittany, if you go in here, you've used my math lab before. If you go in here, you work out this problem and your answer turns out to be, let's say 6, okay? You type it in and it's wrong. You go and do it again and you type it in, it's wrong. I'm gonna check it. It's wrong, okay? And then one more time, notice it's even saying final check. Do you want a final check? Yes, I want a final check. So final check, it's wrong, okay? Now this one is saying skill builder. I don't know why it's saying skill builder, but normally guys, it asks you, do you want a similar question? And if it asks you for a similar question, go do a similar question and you will have 3 more tries at doing the same problem so you can get it right. And so that's the beautiful part of having this platform here to work on, guys. Basically, you cannot get these questions wrong on the homework. So essentially, whenever you do a homework in my math lab, aim for 100% every single time. By the way, I tell my students this all the time. Whenever you do a quiz or a homework, always aim for 100. Aim for the highest grade possible, guys. Why? Because it's going to help you with your test scores, okay? And with the test scores, guys, remember, we're doing 3 online tests. And because the tests are online, in the comfort of your home, you have 2 hours to do this test. Guys, take the opportunity, okay? Use your resources to get these tests completed, all right? Because, guys, when you have a take-home test, basically, people, you have an opportunity available to you. So make sure you do the test. That's number 1. And number 2, make sure you do well on the test. You need to do well on a take-home test. Why wouldn't you do well on a take-home test? All right. The other thing is this: when you guys are watching the YouTube videos, there are times when I will mention which problems you're going to see on the test. So just watch the videos and listen carefully. I will point you out to problems that you're going to see on the test, okay, that we're going over. Yeah. All right. Now that's the homework section. And then of course we have the quizzes. Now there's only 8 quizzes, 15 homework assignments. And then of course there's 8 quizzes. For the quizzes, guys, we're going to do those in class together. And no, there's no question help. You actually have to do every single question, submit it, okay? And then once you submit it, it'll give you a grade. If you're not happy with your grade, just go back and redo the quizzes until you get the grade that you desire, okay? Just go back and redo it. It really doesn't matter how many times you do it. You can do the quizzes as many times as you want to. And then last but not least, I will be populating the DNCs for every single chapter, chapters 1, 2, and 3 up, as well as the DNC for the final exam. So you should see them popping up on the list of assignments. Remember, they don't count. We call them DNCs because they do not count. All right. Any questions to me? You're good. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I don't have any questions.
Okay. All right. So if you don't have any questions, I think that's all I needed to cover with you guys. I just wanted to go ahead and do an introduction. I'm not teaching tonight. What I recommend you do, number one, the diagnostic, and then start working on the assignments. Make sure you watch the videos, okay? Once again, do the diagnostic by Tuesday. Start working on the assignments. Start watching the videos. And I sent out the video list through Blackboard. And that's it, guys.
All right, thank you.
All right, you have a good one.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Bye, Yesenia.
Bye.
Bye, Brittany.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye-bye. See you guys on Tuesday.